Fuck out of here. See fucking mine? I'm just kidding.
Fuck you.
I met James in like 2014, I think. At that time, it was a different band. It was him and one of his friends, one of our co-friends, Jackson, and it was called The Vantage, and this was like 5 years ago. Jackson actually helped write several of these Paper Jackets songs too. So I guess what it is James will bring in like a, like a verse chorus, just like him playing guitar chords kind of thing. And, it always sounds really, for lack of a better term, it's always like a little folky up front because it's just him playing a guitar, an acoustic guitar. So then from there, we just do like a scratch track of that. And then, we just kind of start building everything around the melodies.
Of course.
Yeah, but the song at the end of the day was the most important thing. So I think we just really like hunkered down and really focused on songs as opposed to, listen to this awesome sounding kick drum we got, or this weird guitar sound. Like, it was just much more song oriented than in the past. Shit, I don't know. Maybe it's like, I was trying to think of something funny, but yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. Is it like, it's more like beat oriented, so it's, like it's still got guitars. Yeah, it's a little more electronic maybe. Yeah, it's hip hop, hipster indie rock. How's that?
Yeah, hip hopster indie rock.
Yeah, there you go.
So
hip hopster.
Hip hopster.
Hip hopster. Yeah, I like that. At the beginning of February in 2018, there was like a big writing push, and we wanted to like produce up basically 2 songs a week, which is pretty difficult to actually do, and like James would write them the week before and come in with 2 songs every week, and we try to produce up 2 songs a week. And we did that for like 3 months or 4 months or something, like kind of a while. So what happened was, because we were more focused on the songwriting portion and less focused on the production, it gave us like this interesting new thing we started doing. And it's not like it's breaking the mold by any means, but it was, like we didn't really have time to track drums for all these things. We didn't have time to track real bass. So in turn, time to track real bass. We definitely had time to track real bass. Fuck you, Miles. Yeah, so I don't know, it just created this whole thing, and like after the first 2 songs we were like, oh wait, this is really cool. We should lean heavier into this versus what we were doing before. And it just, after a couple songs we kind of figured out that this is going to be really cool, and we took more of a rhythmic approach to the music and less of like a live band approach to the music. So that's kind of how it got developed, I guess.
In that time, songs like Trigger, Girl, most of the songs off the main stage.
Oh yeah, dude, all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
They all just popped up through that. And I mean, that was also, I think it was interesting to see how that, like focusing on, I mean, obviously the song at the end of the day is the most important part, and then the production would just be, like whatever. If the song sucks, the production's just going to be a better version of a shitty song. So that was really more of the songwriting focus and production second, but in turn it created this really cool...
Like, you can't polish a piece of shit.
Well, you can. It's just still a piece of shit. Yeah, yeah, totally, yeah. So I guess it's probably... I mean, it's more based around rhythms, more based around like 30-second note hi-hats or trap hats or whatever you want to call them. It's more based around like a drum beat. Like actually, there was a lot of times when we would just start a song with, we'd figure out the kick and snare patterns, and we'd figure out the tom patterns, and we put everything on a course, and then even if we didn't have chords or something, we would still just start writing stuff around that. If James had like a vocal melody, or if he had, if it was just like a chant he wanted to put in, we would build something around that. So he would have everything figured out or for the most part, you know, he would have like a verse and chorus figured out, and then we would start creating things around that, and it always started, you know, with the drums, and because of that, I guess it just became way more rhythmic in that aspect, more drum based, more rhythm based. Is that he can, like, you actually can, you know, like if you have a chorus, you'd be like, yeah, well, I don't have a bridge, and in the time frame of like 25 minutes, he'll come back with this bridge. It's like awesome, and you're like, what the hell happened there? Like, how did that even happen? I've never seen someone like create that much content regularly. Dude, it is crazy. Like, just over and over and over. Like, to be able to write, we seriously did
Quality shit too.
yeah, and none of it's like shitty, you know. Well, there's a couple ones that suck, but there's like to be able to create 38 songs in the span of like, I don't know, 4 months or whatever, like that's insane, you know? And they're all good songs. Well, like I said, maybe 36 of them are good. Next. There it is. Fuck me. It's like anything. It's like I mean, my opinion of it, which, you know, I'm usually not right, so it doesn't really matter. But in my thought process is like everything is cyclical. You know, like I would say music is just like anything else. It's just like, you know, a recession. If we have a recession, which we're going to have a recession, everything's cyclical. So, you know, maybe. Like, remember when the Strokes came out? Like, how pumped were you on that? Like, that to me was like so rad. And it's like, that was a throwback to the 70s. And then the Killers came out, and they, you know, obviously there were several bands doing that kind of thing beforehand. But the Killers made the big 80s push. Like, that, it's, you know, I mean, it's just everything ebbs and flows. So, you know, just because there's not a shitload of guitars and real instruments happening right now, I don't think it will always be like that. I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't.
No, I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like just because we're headed down a digital path doesn't mean that it won't come back to some real organic.
No, I think that's just, dude, I mean, you want to stay current. You want to be cool with like what's going on in music, and you want to stay with the trends or try to stay ahead of the trends, but just like anything else, the trends change. It's like fashion or real estate or the economy. It's like everything else. If you listen to Interpol's first record, it is like I mean, not spitting image, but there's a ton of like songs from this band called Television. The record's called Marquee Moon. And like they obviously were very heavy influenced from that. And it's like, well, that's awesome. They just did a different spin on that. And I feel like music's like cyclical like that.
Right.
I don't know. You guys talking shit about me?